guys, this is Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for the Run the Year Yoga Challenge. I am just going to take a few minutes here to introduce you to the challenge and kind of what we've got to offer. And then after I'm done talking, I will take you through a yoga warm-up. You can do this warm-up by itself. It's just a full spinal warm-up, or you can tack it on to any of your classes if you want to do the warm-up before you pick another class that is very specific to your needs for that day. So like I mentioned, I'm going to have a lot of classes here that you can choose from. Most of them are going to be very specific body part targets. So if you're needing stretches for your feet, stretches for your shoulders, whatever you're looking for, you can pick that class. So the classes will be short and sweet, not too intimidating. Whether you've practiced yoga before or have never practiced before, they should be quite accessible. And that said, I'm also going to have a full class for you that you can practice at any point, and it's the full body. So it's going to be working with breath, strength, flexibility. We're going to do a little bit of getting upside down, etc. So I do challenge you during this challenge to maybe try a full yoga class. But again, just for your day-to-day, I'm going to pick out a class. I really got to, get working on my feet. You could do that every day if you wanted to. So if you end up falling in love with yoga and you want more, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, 5 Parks Yoga. And there's hundreds and hundreds of classes to choose from. So without further ado, let's get started with a very standard yoga warm-up. So in hopefully almost every yoga class you'll ever attend, you'll do a warm-up which includes some breath work and a full spine warm-up. So that means twisting, side bending, forward bending, opening the chest. All right, so come into a comfortable seated position. If it's a little bit challenging for you to sit cross-legged, you can either prop yourself up on a block or some books, or you can sit on your shins. But again, just pick a position where you can keep your spine upright. So if you're having trouble sitting upright and you find that you're slouching, choose a different seated position. So let's start with a short breathing exercise, and then we'll get into some movement. So you can place your hands face down or face up on your knees, and again, lengthen through the spine. So you're reaching through the crown of your head. Just take a little roll of your shoulders down and away from your ears so that your shoulders are relaxed. If you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to take 5 breaths here. So let's start with a cleansing breath. So breathe in through your nose, hold it at the top, and when you're ready, let it go through your mouth. Now go ahead and close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. As you really connect to your breath, try to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Bringing the breath deep into the belly, not just to the chest. So breathe in through your nose, little pause at the top, and out through your nose. A couple more breaths right here. Your longest, slowest inhale and exhale yet. Your eyes are closed. Go ahead and open your eyes. Continue breathing in and out through your nose. Long, slow, steady inhales and exhales. On your next breath in, reach again through the crown of your head. As you breathe out, release your left ear toward your left shoulder and begin to move in full neck roll. So nice and slow to start off with. Come up and around, breathing in, breathing out, release down. Keep your spine nice and long, so no rounding of the shoulders. Just letting go of any tension you're holding on to in your neck. Try to avoid pulling your shoulders up toward your ears. Keep them relaxed. Now, next time your chin comes toward your chest, pause and then just reverse directions. We'll do about 5 in this direction. One more, and then we'll meet back at a neutral spine. So just coming back to center, nice and tall. Let's take some side bends now. So as you breathe in, reach your arms up overhead, keep your hands nice and active. And as you breathe out, come off to your left, take your left hand, maybe your left elbow to the floor and reach up and across with your right arm. You can gaze down at your hand or you can gaze up toward the sky or the ceiling. Just try to keep both sitting bones on the floor. So don't bring your elbow down if that means that you're gonna rock all the way off to this side. So just come down to your maximum side stretch and then breathe in, come back to center, both arms up overhead, shoulders relaxed, off to the right. So either right hand, maybe right elbow to the floor, reach up and across with your left arm. Keep your left shoulder in line with your left hip. And again, gaze down at the floor, gaze up at the sky, whatever feels best for your neck, and then come all the way back up. Big breath in. As you breathe out, we're just gonna do this once. Breath to movement, off to the left. Breathe into center. Off to the right, breathe out. Breathe into center. And now let's take a twist. So take your right hand and bring it to your left knee and take your left hand out behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, peek out over your shoulder, twisting from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. Spinal twists are really, really healthy for your whole body. Breathe in, both arms up overhead, breathe out and twist. And it's most important in your spinal twist that you're taking deep belly breaths. This tones your core. Breathe in, breathe out. So breath to movement, one time through. So inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, twist. Breathe in to center. Exhale, twist. Breathe into center. Now this time you're gonna take your hands, you're gonna interlace them behind your back, so it's gonna look like this. Press your fists down toward the floor, lift the chest, maybe lift your chin, slight peek up, and then as you exhale, you're gonna hinge forward. So you're just gonna come to the comfortable edge of the stretch in your hips. So it's okay if your forehead doesn't reach toward the floor, but you're moving in that direction as you start to lift your fists up and off your back, up and over your head. And again, that might just be a tiny little bit up off your low back. And come all the way back up with a straight spine if you can. Release your hands and come into a tabletop position on your mat or on the floor. So in your tabletop position, find your shoulders aligned right over your wrists and your hips aligned right over your knees. Your shins are flat to the floor, tops of the feet flat to the floor. We're gonna continue to warm up the spine. So we've twisted, we've side bent. Now we're gonna warm up by taking some cats and cows. So as you breathe in, for cow pose, you drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift the crown of your head. As you breathe out, you're gonna round your spine. This is called cat pose. Take a peek at your belly button, lift and separate your shoulder blades. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. And then just listen to your breath and continue to make these movements. Warming up the front and back side of your body, flexing and arching your spine. One more of each. So breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. Okay, the next posture you're gonna see integrated into a lot of these videos, it's called child's pose. It's a stretch for your hips and your low back. You're gonna take your knees to about mat distance apart, bring your toes to touch, sit your hips to your heels, walk your hands forward, release your forehead down toward your mat. If your posture doesn't look like this, that's okay. So it takes a while to get the hips open enough to press them down toward your heels. So just go to where you can and where you feel a stretch. You want a pinching sensation in your hip flexors. You want to feel a nice stretch in your low back. And of course, you're getting an additional stretch in your shoulders. So your face is close to the ground. Can you listen to your breath going in and out through your nose as you stretch in child's pose? We're going to take one shoulder stretch here. Keep your right arm long on your mat. You're just going to slide your left arm underneath your right. You're going to come onto your left shoulder and your left ear. And feel the stretch in the back of your shoulder as you continue to stretch your hips and your low back. And switch sides. So bring your left arm straight out on your mat. Slide your right arm underneath your left. Come onto right shoulder, right ear. Stretch your right arm long, press back one more time, and then release. You can come back to a seated position. All right, so that's gonna be our yoga warm-up. That was super short and sweet and brief. You, again, can practice that on its own because it's a great little stretch there, a nice way to connect to your breath. Or you can just tack it on. So you can just fast forward through my talking and then come right to that warm-up, or maybe you'll just start to do it on your own. Pretty basic postures. If you practice them a couple times, you can just do a little breathing, little warm-up before you pick your practice. Traditionally, at the end of a yoga class, you close with a posture called Shavasana. So Shavasana it translates from Sanskrit into corpse pose. And so the posture looks like this. Let me just show you. Lay down on your back. Just let your feet fall open, your arms rest alongside your body, your palms face up. And in a yoga class, you come to that position, you let go of all of your breath work, and you rest. So it's a wonderful piece of yoga that makes it very unique. I'm not going to add it into all of our classes, but you will see Shavasana in some of them. And I highly recommend you try it, take it, practice it. For a lot of people, maybe you runners and walkers out there, it's hard to take that time just to be still and be quiet and just to kind of integrate everything into your body. We're filming in beautiful Arvada, Colorado on a crisp, clear summer day. And I am glad that you guys are going to try some yoga. So I hope you enjoy it and really just be open-minded and experiment and see, just notice if it makes a difference in your body. I am a yoga teacher, so obviously I love it. And I have seen just amazing things come out of a consistent yoga practice or even just trying it. So the greeting that you've probably heard around, maybe not, that you say at the end of every yoga class is namaste. And that just simply means that the light in me sees the light in you. And so I'll be saying that at the end of every yoga class as well. All right, so see you on your mat. Thank you for joining me today. As you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, your words, and your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.